Sunday. We just watched Game 2 of the NBA Finals. We stayed up to record, just to get our reaction, just for all of you people, all of the tens and tens of our fans out there watching. But, we did it, and that was one hell of a game, and we got a series.
Yeah, fuck that. But anywho, what's up, Rich? How you doing, man?
Oh man, I'm good. I mean, that was a crazy game. We had a nice little weekend here, and I was looking forward to it. I mean, we watched game one, and it just kind of looked like this series was just going to be nothing. Maybe a sweep. Nuggets probably in 5. Jokic is unbelievable. We all know that. But game one, I mean, the Heat didn't hit anything at all, and all of a sudden they hit their shots, and
Max Strus.
I mean, we hit on some of these props. I mean, Strus and Robinson and Vincent. I mean, these guys they shoot threes. So an over 1.5 on these props. It's pretty solid bet, and I think they all hit. And it was just this was a game. And like I said, I mean, we got a series now. No, or is it still?
No, it's still Nugs in 5. It's still Nugs. I don't need more games to tell me that the Nugs are the best fucking team. I really don't. Like, that was just so annoying to me that they won that in Denver. But kudos to the Heat for going into Denver and winning it. I mean, that hasn't happened all playoffs, if I'm not correct. If I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
So
I don't think they've lost at home yet.
Well, better time than now, right? I mean, Strus took over the first quarter, won the first quarter bet. I did have the Nuggets winning the whole game, though. So crushing on the player props, but I don't know. Bad judge of teams, I guess.
Well, I was not going to take Heat money line or spread. I took the Heat spread first game.
You took Heat money line. You're insane.
Yeah, but I mean, you take a nice little payout there. But
right.
I mean, it wasn't shocking to see the Heat hitting their shots and playing better. It was kind of too little too late for the Nuggets to turn it on there, which they did. But Murray was really quiet. I think he had 10 points late in the fourth, and he went off and hit 2-3 threes late, and they almost did it. And if that game had another 2 minutes left, they probably would have. But it was too much. And I think Nuggets head coach Michael Malone, don't call him Mike.
Nuggets Mike Malone and coach Michael Malone. My apologies, coach. I'll get that right here in the playoffs. Coach,
he said it like right away after the Heat went on a quick run and they were up 11 early. He said, "Wake up! It's the finals. I don't care about the offense. We know you're going to hit shots, but you can't have 3 miscues right out of the gate defensively." And that was kind of the story of the game. The Heat just got a lot of open looks, outplayed him, and I think that's why they won. And Spoelstra, as we've said a lot now, I mean, the guy can coach, and then this team is here to play.
Yeah, no, it's impressive. It really is. I got to give him credit. I really do. I mean, it's not easy to win in Denver. It's not easy to win when Jokic and Jamal Murray play together. It's not easy. And I knew that they would come out firing. That's why I bet on the Heat first quarter. That's why I put Strus 2.5, or I think it was 2.5 for threes. He hit that in the first quarter. You knew they were going to come out firing. Gabe Vincent was, I think, 2.5 for threes as well. I did have Caleb Martin, who just completely pooped in the sheets. But you know what? Other people picked it up for him. So, I mean, it was thank God we got a good game. I really thought Denver was just going to walk over them this series.
Yeah, I was kind of worried that was going to happen. And I was torn because, I mean, like you said, the Nuggets are going to win this series. But the Heat made it interesting tonight, taking a game in Denver. And now, Denver could come back game 3 and just crush them in Miami and roll the rest of the way. But
they're going to.
I mean, I think it's going to go at least 6. They probably split in Miami, at least. But then 6 would be Denver winning in Miami.
Nuggets in 5. You think Jokic is going to sit down and take that? No. I mean,
but he didn't tonight.
He's going to defend his home court.
Yeah, but he didn't tonight. I mean, you saw the first game. He didn't need to score, and he said it right. Like, he knew he didn't need to score. He was just facilitating. Once double team, he found the open looks. That was it. And he can do everything. He's the best player in basketball right now, and I don't
Yes,
really think it's much of an argument there.
I don't either.
But you saw it
Embiid,
tonight.
maybe.
Embiid, maybe. Yeah, I mean MVP, sure. But you saw it tonight. Once they went down early, he was like, "Okay, I got to score," and that's what he did. And he was 16 for 28 from field goal percentage, 7 for 8 from the line. I mean, 11 rebounds. He didn't have a triple double. He wasn't dishing. Only had 4
Mm-mm.
assists. But I mean, he didn't really need to do 41 points. I mean, unbelievable performance. Again, the guy does it every night. But you saw he had to turn it on, and he knew, okay, I got to score, and that's exactly what he did. And he just needs a little bit more help.
Right,
Murray came on too late.
right.
Gordon had 12, but they kind of didn't let him get inside. Bruce Brown, I think, had 11 points in the first
Gordon
half,
at
and then
12. What
yeah,
was his over under?
I had him at 9.5.
Nice,
10.5, 10.5.
nice.
That three nailed it. He only needed the two because he was at 9, but the three hammered. He was actually 2 for 2 from three, which is impressive. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they just need a little bit more from the other guys. Porter was 1 for 6 from three. I mean,
that was the one player prop I didn't get. I had him over 15 points in the Nuggets to win too, but those two bets were the two that I
uh,
did not get, and I have been pretty money in the first two games. So I agree with you. They need a little more than Jamal and Jokic for this team. Jamal and Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic are fine against any other team in the NBA. I'm convinced, especially with the way the Celtics folded against the Heat. But against this team, the team that goes like 7, 8, 9 deep, who could score 10 plus points, yeah, you need Michael Porter to hit his threes. You need Aaron Gordon to get in there and get some easy dunks, get some easy boards, get something like that. You need those guys to come. You need Braun to score, or Brown to score, however you pronounce his name, the dude from Kansas.
yeah, Bruce Brown.
But he brought in Bruce Brown too. Bruce Brown, and then
Oh,
there's
Braun,
there's
right,
the
right,
kid
right. That kid, yeah,
Brown from
yeah.
I think he's a rookie or second year from Kansas, and he was
Right.
an incredible college player. But you need to go a little bit deeper on the Nuggets side to be able to match up with the Heat because Caleb Martin was the star last series. Like, who's it going to be
Mhm.
next? Even Caleb Love. Caleb Love was the UNC transfer recently. Kevin Love is scoring the basketball. Kevin Love's like,
10
you know,
boards tonight too.
yeah, he's got Daniel Bard syndrome with anxiety and whatnot, but he's a leader in this series and he's freaking scoring.
Yeah,
And you leave him open for three, he's gonna hit that three. So,
yeah.
the Heat can just do it. They're a team. They are a team. And Jokic is a team by himself, pretty much with Jamal Murray, but you can't go just two guys running at high altitude, playing against the whole team, whatever. You can't do that. You need a little bit extra from the guys on the bench. And I don't know who it comes from. I think it's got to be Porter who shows up next game.
Yeah, Porter. I mean, Porter can't go 1 for 6 from three and have 5 points. I mean, he could.
Brutal.
They only lost by three. The bench was the only three guys who were positive on the plus minus. They kind of outplayed the Heat bench with Highsmith, Zeller, Robinson, all those guys.
The big
Martin,
handsome Cody Zeller. That's his
big
nickname.
hands. Oh my God, he's disgusting. I can't even look at his face.
Oh, he's got a
Terrible.
mask on. But
Yeah, and he just
anyhow,
comes on. He plays 8 minutes. He just shoves Jokic
I
once.
love
Is
it. The
like
Zeller brothers. They've just been in the
awful.
NBA for like 45 years. It's
Yeah, I don't.
amazing.
I don't even know how they're still in the league.
But yeah, dude, I've been crushing the player props in this. Last game, Murray over 5.5 assists. Gabe Vincent over 1.5 rebounds. Lowry over 3.5 assists. Gordon over 5.5 rebounds. This game, the Heat over 102.5. I'm
It's
just
a nice
listing them
one.
off. KCP 2.5 rebounds. Aaron Gordon 5.5 rebounds. Oh wait, I made some. I made some in New York too. Holy, that was Struce over 2.5 threes. Caleb Martin did not hit, and Michael Porter did not hit. But majority of the player props I've hit. It's the team game that I just
Yeah,
over my head maybe.
it's tough. I mean, it's the playoffs. It's really tough to bet on the
Whole
playoffs.
different
The
animal.
the prop the props you can win some money on, and yeah, I hit a couple tonight. It was nice. I mean, Jokic over 1.5 threes was to me, easy money. He only hit 2, so I guess the line was right, but it was at a real positive. It was like plus 160 or something.
Hell yeah.
It's nice. So that was a nice one, and it's just I I'm impressed. But tonight, I think the Heat played about as well as they're gonna play and can play, and they only won by 3. And the Nuggets did not play their best game outside of Jokic. So,
Surprising at
uh,
home.
yeah, surprising at home, very very surprising. Like it's just Jokic just needed a little bit more help. I think they because if the Heat lost tonight, I was going to say I think the Heat take Game 3, and then we'll see. Um, if the Heat take Game 3, they got a lead in the finals. I feel like the Nuggets are just going to come back and kind of hit hard.
Yep.
I do still think it you split. I want to say Nuggets at 6 now, and they win in Miami Game 6, but I could still see them taking the next 3 and shutting it
That's
down.
my call. Yeah. I like I said, I
Well, it's
don't
my
think
call
I
now too.
needed.
I still
Yeah.
hope.
I don't think I need more games to know that the Nuggets are by far the best team in the NBA right now.
No, they really are. The Heat are incredible. The run they're on right now, it's really impressive. From an 8 seed in the playing game all the way here, and it's Jimmy Butler, it's Bam, but it's also these guys, Vincent, Struce, Robinson. It's Ben Martin. He hasn't shown up yet here, but it's really impressive, and we've harped on it, but Spoelstra's got these guys playing, and he knows you got 3 really good shooters on this team: Vincent, Struce, and Robinson. Caleb Martin could get hot, but I mean, Struce is the guy that, and Robinson too, the 3-point. Like, if they get an open look, it's probably going to go in. Same with Porter on the Nuggets. It's impressive, but he didn't hit his shots tonight, so that was really the difference in the game.
This team's not here though if Max Strus doesn't score like 40 freaking points in the play-in.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, it's a different guy every night. Like tonight, like it wasn't Jimmy Butler. It wasn't. Like it was Strus early, and I mean late. It was a team effort. It was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, and Jimmy had a quiet 21, and it's just the mark of a star
So
player.
quiet.
You know,
Yeah.
but I I'm happy because I wanted it to be a series. It's the finals, and I've been really into it this year. Some of that had to do with the Knicks being in it, and I just kind of kept
Some of it.
following. But a lot of it has had to do with that. But I've liked the brand of basketball in the playoffs too. It's just been the regular season NBA. I think we all know the product isn't the best anymore, but for the playoffs, they're showing out, and
That's
it's
why you got the playing game. They know it. They know it too. But like people tune in for the playoffs, and they should have tuned in for this playoffs. If you didn't, you missed you missed some seriously great games.
yeah. Anything else on this game?
Nah, good to
Yeah,
go. I am just gonna call Nuggets and 5 again.
I like it. I mean, it's 5 or 6. They're gonna win, but we'll see. The Heat will keep it tight at some point. Yeah, Game 3 is Wednesday now. This series they
It's
just
gonna take forever. It's
spread
gonna be
out.
3 weeks long. Yeah.
It's Wednesday, Friday, Monday, and then I think um I forget Game 6 like midweek, and then a potential Game 7 is next Sunday, like the following Sunday. It's just
Forever.
you're spreading it out too
Milking it.
much. It's too much.
Milking
And the
it.
Sunday night games. I mean, come on, give me a Saturday night game. Why not?
Right. Yeah. Come on. I was texting you. I was like, bro, come on. This game's going to end at midnight right now. I
No,
thought it was going to go to overtime at one point. I was like,
I was
I
slightly
thought I was,
concerned there at the end.
I was going to call you and be like, yo, dude, what's up? It's overtime.
No, I was getting concerned there at the end. I was gonna be like, all right, let's just start because I don't feel like being up till 3 a.m. editing your shit. But we're here. We're here, and we did it. And I mean, that was fun. It was a great game to watch. Great game to bet on. And I,
I'm glad you made me watch it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know. I know it was hard for you. Stay up late on a Sunday and watch sports.
Yeah. I'm so tired of Miami sports. Like, come on. Like,
Well, Florida's in it, and they're in the Cup final too.
and they
Game
suck too.
game one, 2-2, I think, entering the third, and then Vegas just turned it on. They won 5-2. Same guys, Marcia. So they're a load. They're still loaded from their expansion draft. They just have
Right.
so much talent great goaltending. I don't know. I know we both said we want the Panthers in this one, but I don't
It's not
know.
going to happen. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
we
don't
were
know.
completely wrong. It's going to be Vegas all day. We hate the
Yeah,
expansion teams. We weren't wrong, but we hate the expansion teams. But you're right. It's the same lineup that they drafted when they were, the players were
yeah,
available
for the
to them
most
from
part,
all
yeah.
30 teams or whatever it was. Like, it's the same. They haven't done anything since. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
tuned
think
in
they've
for it
signed a couple guys,
yesterday.
but
And I was like, okay, great. Okay, sounds good. Cool. Awesome. Great Panthers. Yeah, it was 2-2 for the longest time
yeah,
until the third. And then all of a sudden I looked at my phone after I'd gone to bed and I was like, oh,
yeah, yeah.
a lot happened
I
since then.
mean, confession, I'm not into it. I
No.
want to be into it. It's the Stanley Cup Final, but these teams are just meh.
Well, think about it. Think about what you could have had in basketball. You could have had the Nuggets, the best player in basketball, Nikola Jokic, the Joker, the evil, the good versus bad type of thing, Jamal Murray, the dead eye shooter, whatever, against Boston with Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, a classic,
We don't need that.
won a
No,
million
nobody
series,
needs
whatever.
that.
But then in
No.
hockey too, you could have had, your expansion team, the Golden Knights. You could have had that, and you could have had the team like Carolina, who a long time ago was an expansion team or whatever. Or you could have had the Rangers or the Devils, who have a big
There were so many
fan
more
base,
better
whatever.
options.
And you're just stuck with these two freaking Miami teams that were 8 seeds together, and like they're just like, we're doing it. And it's like they hang out at the end of the games and are like, yeah, let's have a rally or whatever. And I'm done. I think it was a cool Cinderella story, but by the time you get to the finals, I want to see the two best teams, and
Yeah,
I just don't think. Well, I'll hold serve on the NBA so far,
yeah.
but in the NHL, I just don't think you have the two best teams.
No, I don't think you do at all. But they're there, and I think Vegas might roll. But the Panthers have played really well, and they took care of Carolina when we didn't expect that to happen, and they're here. So I don't know. We'll see. But
We gotta
it's just
watch.
if like you said, if the Rangers were in it, as much as I would watch. It would be a hate watch, but
Right.
you're watching. If the Devils were in it, I'd be more intrigued. They're an exciting young team. You'd be all jacked up with your devs, you and Danny DeVito and Patrick Warburton over there,
Let's go. Dip
just
should be a meal.
yucking it up. But yeah, this it's just
What about Bon Jovi?
I'll watch. Sorry, John
Yeah.
Bon. But it's one of those things. I'll tune in. I'll put it on, but if the Yankees are on, I'm gonna watch that over it. Like it's
Yep,
just it is what it is. And
I
speaking of
agree.
that, Yankees took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers, capped it off Sunday Night Baseball. Uh, I won't harp on the Yankees, but I do want to harp on Judge made an unbelievable catch Saturday. Flying into the wall. He's doing this twice a week now, making an unbelievable play in right field while crushing the baseball. He's really making his stance as the best player in baseball. But he sat out tonight. He apparently hurt his toe on this catch, and
You need all 10.
you do need all. Well, no, you need 4. I mean, this other
You need
pitch.
8.
I guess yeah,
Yeah,
8. Yeah, you need 8. Yeah, you'd be
yeah.
fine with 8 toes.
We're
You
eventually
don't
gonna
really
evolve to
need.
not need the pinky toe.
Yeah,
But yeah, you're right, dude. Aaron Judge, and you're not gonna hear this from me twice, is the best player in
listen.
baseball right now.
Let's go. And
Yeah,
I have it recorded. I
I
will
know,
have it
I
on the
know, I
internet.
know. That's gonna haunt me forever. So anybody listening, this doesn't go away. It's not gonna go away. But what I'm gonna say is I'm gonna put a caveat on there is, do you want this guy when he's 38 years old and his knee's blown out, when he's whatever. But right now he's on
Right now.
pace or beating all stats that he was at this point last year in his incredible season. So I give it I give it to greatness. I have to give it to greatness. I really do. And he is playing great, and you can't even hate on him for the defense because that catch was incredible. The
Yeah,
catch was incredible.
he's
You
doing
broke
it
the
right.
fence, you big doofus. But
Yeah, yeah. Pretty sure that fence was locked tight, and he just ripped it open.
yeah, it was really cool. That was a great catch. I saw that highlight come up, and they're like, "You're not going to see anyone like this," and I was like, "All right, I got to watch it." Watched it. I give all the credit in the world. He's the greatest player in baseball right now.
Right now, that's
Right
fine.
now.
That's fine. I'm excited to hear it. It makes me
He's a
happy.
game away from blowing his
Yeah.
knee out, and then I'm saying he's the worst investment in
His
baseball.
knees are fine. But that's the thing, and I want to talk about it. I mean, not just the Yankees who have had a ton of injury problems. They're Nestor Cortez now hitting the IL, but it's all around baseball. These guys are just stars are going down, and part of me is like, are they really that
I like
hurt?
this.
Are they
Yep.
just kind of taking 2 weeks off in the middle of the season? The team's kind of encouraging them to take it easy. Especially the good teams. You've seen a lot of big time players on good teams just kind of getting hurt right now. Xander Bogaerts in San Diego. Machado just did a little weak stint on the IL. Now it looks like Xander's going there. Wander Franco has a sore hamstring. He's chilling. Altuve
Just
now,
wander it.
Jose Altuve, he came back. He already missed first month plus of the season. Now
Doesn't
he's
even
got
care.
an oblique, and he's been on fire too. The Twins have Joey Gallo, Carlos Correa, and Byron Buxton all hurting right now. These are a lot of stars. These are a lot of big names on teams with playoff aspirations who are out and just chilling in the middle of June.
Well, you said something right there that I think there's three things to this. I think the institution of the shorter IL. It's easier to put guys on and off of the IL. What was that, like 6 years ago, something like that? You get the 10-day IL, you have the concussion IL, the paternity IL, you have the shorter ILs. So teams are taking advantage of it, and I'm
Yeah.
noticing it's teams that are in the playoff run or are confident that they're going to be in the playoff run that are doing this early. And it's annoying to me because I do think that there is a little bit of calculation behind it, whether it's the player or the team saying, no, I'm good. As long as I'm back for the playoffs. No, I'm good. As long as I'm back after the All-Star break. No big deal. But like, what are you going to do there? You're kind of devaluing the beginning of the season there at that point. But you're right. I think that it's either A, you've got teams saying, no, this is totally fine. You got players saying, no, wait, I'll be good for the playoff run. Or you just have this shorter IL that makes it easier to bring guys on and off. So it could be a combination of both. But dude, it annoys the crap out of me. And by the way, Joey Gallo, I'm not ready to put him as a star yet. So
No, but
you slid him in there.
the Twins offense, sadly enough, they were relying on him early on, and he's not a star, but he's
It's even guys at the beginning of the year like Rodon, though.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he hasn't
Probably a
thrown a
legit
pitch.
injury. Yeah.
He hasn't thrown a pitch yet. But I mean, the thing with Nestor Cortez now is going on. He's struggled kind of all year. Now I think it's a shoulder thing, and I feel like he's had some like soreness. Something's been going on, and he just hasn't really maybe said anything. But now Severino's back. Herman's pitching well for them, and it's kind of like, all right, take a couple weeks off, and we'll see you. See you when we see you. But it, the Yankees are kind of even openly doing it at points where
The most open thing I've ever seen is Cody Bellinger is crushing it right now. The dude went on the paternity list, and then 3 days later, he's got a bruised knee. He has not done any rehab assignments. He's been at home. He's doing drills, whatever. He's just chilling with his newborn baby, and can't blame him.
Yeah.
But that's pretty blatant to me. That Cody Bellinger is just take some time with the family. I'm going to go on the IL.
Good
I've got a
timing.
contusion. Yeah,
Contusion.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm contused. Your boy Gunnar Henderson, what's going on with him? I saw lower back pain. Isn't he he's 21?
I know, right?
Your lower back
right?
your back isn't supposed to hurt. I mean,
Yeah, no, it's not at all. But you know what? It explains so much. Now, I'm just kidding. Dude has had a terrible start. I thought when I first saw that, this is an excuse to send him down, put him on a rehab assignment, keep him down, bring up either somebody or sign somebody or make a deal at the deadline, whatever. Who knows when we're going to see Kobe Mayo? Who knows when we're going to see Colton Cowser? There's tons of guys in the minor league system. Jordan Westberg gets lost in the shuffle, but he's probably the best hitter out of all of them. Shortstop, third baseman. So I kind of thought this might be like all right, Gunnar, let's take a step back here. You've kind of sucked, but we can't just send you down because that's going to be a headline, might kill your confidence. Let's just pull an injury. You got to go on a rehab assignment. Oh, wait, you're in the minors? We'll just kind of keep you in the minors then until, we're done with this playoff run. But Ramon Urias was a Gold Glover last year, and he lost his spot to Gunnar. And I think it's been not a black hole, but a brown hole in our lineup, and it's kind of
like
sucky.
brown holes.
No, not like brown holes. Nope.
No, you don't want that. But I mean, you guys are fine now. You got Aaron Hicks in the middle of the lineup, 2 for 4 today.
You know what? He's gonna be a Yankee killer. I'm telling you, he is.
I guarantee you, when they play,
Dude,
when they
revenge
play soon,
games.
he's going yard at least once in that series.
He's gonna be homering and running around the bases, looking at the bleachers, quieting the crowd, and it's not gonna be.
Yeah, as if the Yankees did anything
He's not gonna
to
do
him.
Yes, he's not going to do that. No, they paid him a lot of money, and he had a 589 OPS or something stupid like that. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to have him, but I think it was literally a stopgap because Colton Cowser was on the minor league IL. Now he's back. We'll see how Hicks does in the first 15, 20 games. If he sucks, we're going to call somebody up. It's not going to be I don't think it's going to be a long-term thing. I think it's more of a veteran leadership thing than anything, and
Makes
kind
sense.
of a bridge the gap to the next type of guy type of thing. But losing Mullins, man. I mean, 6 to 8 weeks, I think.
You said that? Really?
It was either 4 to 6 or 6 to 8. It was a long recovery. Knowing Cedric Mullins and knowing the type of guy and player that he is, he's coming back sooner than that.
Yeah.
But boy howdy, that was a blow. Yankees are only 2 back from us, I think.
We are 2 back. The Rays keep winning, but it seems like they just keep playing bad teams. Every time I watch them, they're playing the Red Sox or the A's or the Royals.
Yeah, I wish they still had to play our division more than everybody else, and this whole new scheduling thing is benefiting them, I think, more than anybody.
Yeah, I was looking at
$5 for the whole lineup.
Yeah, I was looking at $5, literally $5 for the entire lineup.
Pretty much.
I was looking at talking to my cousin, and he was showing the schedule ranks so far, and the Yankees have had the toughest schedule in baseball so far. The Blue Jays are in third on that list. The poor Oakland A's are also on that list.
I think if the A's played the team from Toms River, New Jersey right now, they'd still be on that list.
I mean, the Long Island Ducks would probably just mercy them.
Ducks, yeah.
The Ducks, I didn't even realize how many major league players that Daniel Murphy just hitting.
There were 3 or 4. Adini Echeverria.
Yeah. It's exciting. I always love the Ducks and love independent league baseball. Love
and our listeners love independent baseball.
I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't love independent things? We can do a deep dive on the Long Island Ducks one episode.
Trust me, we can do some in-person scouting for $5.
Yeah, absolutely. But back to Major League Baseball. One of the other good stories, and we talked a little bit about this last week. Liam Hendriks back. His first game back was very emotional, and he gave up a couple of runs there. He's that type of guy that kind of feeds off of anger and emotion, and I think it takes a little while for him to get locked in and back, but I think he will be back. But today he earned the win, and it's actually he earned the win on Sunday. It's National Cancer Survivors Day, so that's just storybook stuff there.
Holy shit! Yeah, I didn't know that. That is incredible, and one of I think the most powerful things that Major League Baseball does is at the All-Star game when they do the Stand Up for Cancer thing. I can't wait to see how many fans have Liam Hendriks' name on that little cue card or whatever that they pull up.
Right.
I think it was Carlos Carrasco a couple of years ago. That was a huge thing. It's always just really touching, and I've been very, very lucky in my life to not really be affected by it so much, but it definitely moves me. And seeing him come back and be emotional and powerful and whatnot is just very cool. I don't even know. How old is Liam Hendriks?
He's got to be mid-30s. So,
yeah.
I could look it up.
My age, So that stuff just gets to me. Yeah. Yeah. His back can hurt, and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. It is Monday, and that means it's time for another round of the good, the bad, and the shitty. We each have one good, one bad, and one shitty. Chris, who's your good? Kick us off.
My good? I want to go Max Strus, but I'm going to go baseball. My good is a gentleman by the name of Matt McLain. Matt McLain's been playing shortstop, third base for the Reds here recently, and Matt McClain has been incredible. He may be a little bit empty in the average department here. He's hitting 333, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of folks expected a guy like Ellie De La Cruz to get promoted ahead of him, and Matt McClain is like, nah, B. It's my time to shine. And the guy's been absolutely incredible. I've been waiting for him to slow up, and he hasn't. So right now, I'm going to declare Matt McClain my good.
The Reds
Who's
are in that.
yours?
Yeah, the Reds are in that spot real quick that the Orioles were, in where they've sucked for so long that have all this young talent now ready to come up. De La Cruz waiting. You have McClain tearing it up. Christian Encarnacion Strand's a big power threat. I'm waiting on him. So
It's a guy with the last name Steer too.
yeah. Spencer Steer is actually having an incredible season. So hey, tank for like 5 years. The fan base, they'll suck for them, but eventually
as
you'll
they
just have
stick
a
around.
ton of stick around. They will. The winning will bring them back. My good, it's a cop out, but I need to talk more about him. It's Nikola Jokic. I mean, he is the best player in basketball. The guy's a walking triple double. He's going to win the NBA Finals this year with the Nuggets, deservedly so. The year where he stopped his MVP streak, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he does everything on the court. He is the most fun player to watch, I think. And people want to call his game boring sometimes because he doesn't he's not flashy with dunks. You watch him all game. He is doing everything. He's controlling the court. There's not anything that he can't do. It's really incredible. I think people are starting to realize now that we're watching absolute greatness with Jokic, but it needs to be called out. It needs to be talked about more. And I was listening to WFAN this morning, and you got all these old guys coming in. It's like, oh boy, this Jokic is something else. So 60-year-old white dudes from New York are impressed by Jokic.
Yeah.
Now. He has that game that you watch and he just impresses everybody. Anybody who likes basketball, you watch him and you're like, wow. This is
Two things I learned today about Nikola Jokic. His favorite player was Tracy McGrady, T-Mac. Love it. Dude, he said a guy that size shouldn't be able to do the things that he's been doing, rebounding, shooting, and driving to the basket all at the same time. You could see he modeled his game after him. Mm-hmm. The other thing is the little town in Serbia that he was born in and lived in his entire life is only 400 feet above sea level. And his body type, I don't know. I got off a plane one time in Denver and I was dogging it. So it's impressive to see what he's doing because I think it all comes from the heart. Scouts coming out of the NBA draft were like, this guy's too doughy. He's too whatever.
It's all coming out now.
And he says, yeah, I am. But it doesn't matter. He wants to win. He wants to play hard. And I get it. He's 100% a good.
Legitimately a good. Well,
who's your bad?
My bad. I'm going to baseball. Pointing out JT Realmuto, supposedly
the real
best,
Muto,
one of the best. He's not the fake Muto, the real Muto. Supposedly, one of the best catchers in baseball, the defending NL champs. It's been a struggle. I mean, he's hitting 230s last 30 games. The Phillies are now 27-32, and they're in a division with legitimate, stud team in the Braves and the Mets, who are going to be right there. It's going to be tough for them. I know they did this last year. But Real Muto is the leader there, along with Bryce in that lineup. They're going to need him to get going. And Real Muto, runs the pitching staff, which has kind of struggled a bit. They got to get it rolling. They did it last year, but I mean, you're not firing Girardi and going on a run this year. You're with Thompson now, and you got to see.
Yep.
I think it's going to be tough for them. But who's your bad, Chris?
My bad is the entire Mets team.
I was going to do that.
Yes. Dude, ruining Buck Showalter's swan song here. They're just so crappy. Dude, they're 500. One of the top payrolls in baseball.
One of the top. It's the best. It's the highest payroll ever in the history of baseball.
I didn't know for a fact, so I didn't want to pull that out. But a 3-game skid now, come on. That's just so bad, dude. It's so Mets. It's so Mets.
It's very
and
Mets.
I love Francisco Lindor, but you paid a lot for a glove, not a bat. You paid a lot for a glove. You really did, and that's fine. That's totally fine. Now in the post-shift era, that's going to be great. But at the end of the day, he's not going to carry your team with the bat. And Pete Alonso is the only guy that's there that I think is consistently powerful. I love Nimmo, but $150 million worth of Nimmo, I don't know that I love. And it's just they just can't put it together. The lineup's so clunky. What's Vogelbach still doing there? Like, come on. Like,
Buck loves Bogey.
Buck loves him because he's just an old school baseball player, but it's not old school baseball anymore. Buck was phased out when the 3-batter rule came into the bullpen. Buck was the bullpen guru. Yeah. One hitter at a time. I'm gonna catch you one hitter at a time. Let's go. Yeah. But as much as I love Buck, I think that I don't think he can do this. I don't think he can get this across the finish. That's to say he could get another team across the finish. He never got the Yankees across the D-backs across the finish line, the Orioles across the finish line. It is his thing, but this is just getting ridiculous. We're in June now. You should be above 500 if you spend $500 million. Like,
yeah,
the Mets are my bet.
My shitty, I'll kick us off on the shitties. And my shitty is Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna from the Braves, if you don't know him. He's had his troubles in the past.
He's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy, and he was just removed from a game, I believe Sunday, for not hustling. I think he hit a warning track ball that he kind of pimped out, something that Josh Donaldson loves to do. But
bringer of rain,
he's the bringer of warning track power. But Ozuna's kind of just those bad things are popping up again. And he was having a pretty good year. Like, he's got 11 homers after a very bad 2022 season. He was a big time player a couple of years back, and it's been kind of a fall for grace. And it looked like he was getting back into it, but now those bad habits are popping up again. And on a team like the Braves, who are going to probably win the NL East and be a real legitimate threat, they're not going to stand for it. So I don't know. He might lose his job here. He's all pop, and maybe if he just just sticks on the team as a bench bat with power, fine. But he's got to figure it out.
Yeah, I loved him, and then he had some personal issues, and I'm surprised he got another shot. And to not hustle after you pretty much should have been out of baseball for what you did off the field, it's kind of tough. So yeah, I can get behind an Ozuna as a shitty. He was on my dynasty team when everything happened, and it was easy to move on from him. But it was 30 plus homers for a couple seasons in a row. So where'd you go, Marcel? Where'd you go, Marcel? A shell of yourself?
Great reference name.
Thanks. Those, little kid reference. But my shitty is going to be Lance McCullers. Lance McCullers is the most frustrating guy in baseball because Lance McCullers is a pitcher. What do you use when you're a pitcher? You use your arm.
Typically your arm.
And the only part of Lance McCullers that sucks is his arm. And it just can't get right. It's a strain after a pull, after a surgery, after a strain, after whatever. Like, dude, play shortstop. Go play catcher. Whatever. You should be out of baseball because at this point in time, you're only doing harm to your body by doing what you're supposed to be doing for your job. And I think he's had Tommy John surgery, if not twice.
I think twice.
But at the end of the day, what are we waiting for? Why are the Astros still sitting on this guy? And I don't know if it's just baseballs and contract rules and everything like that. But, bro, your arm's supposed to work if you're a pitcher, and it hasn't worked in a long time. So Lance McCullers is my shitty.
Yeah, he was a first-round pick 10 years ago now, or actually 11 years ago now. He's 29 now. He's not a kid anymore. He's still got a chance, but it's just the same.
Lance McPullers. Yeah, Lance McForearm pulls. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go. I'll be sure to highlight that in the edits.
Dude, but Forrest Whitley's doing the same exact thing in the Houston organization. First round pick. Can't stay healthy. You're 6'7". You can throw a baseball. We get it. But you should probably go hit a keyboard somewhere and get an office job because it's just not working out.
It's I mean, it goes to these these injuries. It's everywhere, and the pitcher injuries are a different animal. It's always been a thing, but it's a shame because McCullers. I mean, it's not really a shame. It's the Astros. I don't really care.
Right.
It
At the
is
end of the day, totally fine.
exactly.
Totally fine with them having a couple of lemons.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was good, bad, and shitty. This was a great chat as always. You got anything to close us out?
Yeah, dude. Our boy, Zlatan. Zlatan retired from football. Zlatan is going to relax now. Zlatan is retired from football, and he's been an absolute legend within the soccer realm for a long, long time. I think he finished with AC Milan. He's the inspiration for one of our favorite characters in Ted Lasso, Zava. But who knows? Maybe Zlatan's not retired. Maybe the Saudi money comes calling. But regardless, incredible career, incredible soccer player, and probably the best guy in sports that's ever referred to himself in the third person.
Incredible character, athlete, the inspiration for Zava. Maybe he's going on to make Zlatan Cavos, Zavocados, Zlatan Zavocado. It doesn't work quite the same with Zava, but it's sad to see him go. He was he was a guy who just did the craziest things, and the stories of him. Forget what team it was, but he basically took out a full page letter when he was leaving a team, full page in the ad in the paper, and it just said "You're welcome." I mean, and these are real stories of this guy who were just an incredible guy. And like you said, the Saudi money, it's going to be interesting. We saw Karim Benzema leaving Real Madrid, going to Saudi Arabia. Leo Messi, we know he's leaving PSG. Is he going to Saudi Arabia too? I feel bad for the MLS. I mean, they used to be the pasture for the old guys. They had the money, but now the Saudis are coming in and taking those guys with stupid money.
Yeah,
I think they're just gonna be that farm now for these old kind of guys who are just ready to make a little bit more money for the last couple of years of their
make
career.
a lot of bit more money.
Make a lot of bit more money last couple of years, play out the rest of their career, and then fade out.
Yeah, I think Beckham would have went to Saudi Arabia too if it was offered to him at that point. I don't think the LA Galaxy, FC Miami, whomever can really match some of these contracts. It's ridiculous when the Crown Prince comes calling. We saw it in Live Golf too. So
yeah. It's I don't think it's going to go away. You're seeing it all over sports. They're kind of taking over some aspects. So be interesting to see. But I hope Zlatan kind of just calls it quits. Benzema's going over there. We'll see with Messi.
Do you think he could coach Zlatan on the sideline?
He would never have the patience to coach.
Zlatan called this play because this play works, and Zlatan knows this play works.
That would be it. He would be incredible coach. There's no
anti-Ted Lasso.
Exactly. Well, good note to close us out. Chris, always a pleasure. Thanks for staying up late with me. I know it's past your bedtime, but it was fun.
It's all right. I had an energy sandwich.
Okay, that's what you need. Right.
Right.
All right, bud. Thank you, everybody.